people, tonight we are again the blessed ones to have Pastor Maybelle Ellis Dickinson Dinwiddie, preacher, prophetess, evangelist, teacher, psalmist, author, and counselor, as our guest again tonight. Now, last week she left us with a cliffhanger. We were way back there in 1974. And her book, Mapping a Divine Destiny, is the journey where she unveils it all. And tonight, we will catch up and continue until the present day. One of her many powerful statements in the book is, don't let your current status determine your future. Wise words for young and old. So, at this time, please greet the beautiful people of It's Been Said, Pastor Maybelle.
Good evening, everyone. So glad to be back to share with you tonight. And hopefully, you will gain some insight that will help you on your journey. Because, like me, God was mapping my divine destiny, and so is He mapping yours.
I love that. Oh my goodness, those are the words I'm going to say at the end. You took my spiel. So thank you. And we are so honored once again to have you on the show and coming back the following week. I know you have a very busy schedule, so we don't take any of that for granted. So beautiful people, stay tuned. This is a story that will leave you believing in your destiny. So you know what time it is now. It's time for my monologue. And my monologue tonight is entitled Jobs. How many of you beautiful people are still working? Put your hands up. Yep. And I'm not here alone in the studio. I have Pastor Maybelle's video content media creator for her church, Lyle. So Lyle, welcome. And I'm surrounded by cameras. So he obviously knows what he's doing. Good to have you. Well, if you put your hand up, that's great. Next week, if all goes according to plan, I am going to start my 21st job. Yep, I know. And in the words of Bootsy, the comedian, who had an awesome show this weekend, don't judge me. I started working when I was 18 and had only stopped as it were, to take on the best job in the world, motherhood, in my late 20s. But you may ask, why so many? Truthfully, I cannot say. I worked at banks, hospitals, schools, stores, prisons, counseling agencies. That's just the way life went. I moved a lot with my husband's job. I was truly unsure of what I wanted to do, and I do get bored easily. So here is a little breakdown of the jobs and see if you can relate. The most difficult job, think about it. What was your difficult job? My most difficult job was when I was working for the money. That's not a way to keep a job, but sometimes those are the kind of jobs I had. And the job I did that was when I was a caseworker at Westgate. I was also a store clerk at Blocks. Well, the best job I had was when I worked with people who were persons that were truly professional and helpful, like when I was a social worker at Child and Family Services or at the Hamilton Clinic. My most rewarding experience was when I was the residential counselor for the Northern Caribbean University in Jamaica. Unfortunately, my least favorite, and some of you may have jobs that you just don't really like, was teaching. I'm not really cut out for that. And I know there are good teachers, but I just wasn't one of them. Presently, I'm a phlebotomist, and it's the right time for this job. Little stress and great interaction with people. One thing my late father taught me was never burn your bridges. So though I had many jobs, and some of them I left prematurely, there was that sense that at any time I could go back. Also, beautiful people, I got so many skills from each of the positions, whether it was nursing, administration, or ensuring a UK college campus was secure. The exposure was immeasurable. I believe I'm the person I am today because of them. It has been determined that the average number of jobs a person may have in their lifetime is 12 to 16. Oops, guess I'm a bit of an overachiever. My mom worked for the same company for 50 years. Now that's loyalty. I think the longest for me was probably about 5 years. You know, I'm considered a baby boomer, and baby boomers are known for their loyalty and stability. They're the ones that, born after the war, just before the Gen X's. Well, yeah. But working, I'm sure, for many of us has been an integral part of your life, like me. But as I look back at my soon to be 21 positions, I have thrived and survived in many environments and have gained a wealth of experience. And truthfully, it was and still is exciting. So, if you're still working, be grateful for this time of productivity. And if you're retired or just taking a break, enjoy the space. Because work truly is wonderful. And sometimes the best part of work is coming home at the end of the day. So that's my monologue. Jobs. Yep, 21. So, beautiful people, our telephone lines are now open. Maybe you want just to give a shout out, or you just want to share some positive vibes, or give some gratitude for the week that's gone by. Our phone lines are open on Magic 102.7 FM at 297-1027 or 1-888-257-9086. I want to give a shout out to Robin Mason. Robin, if you're listening, thank you for tuning in. Your support is so much appreciated and loved. So, number 297-1027 or 1-888-257-9086. And remember, these same phone lines will be open at the end of our interview with Pastor May. So I don't see the phones ringing, so I am going to go straight into our interview tonight. Oh boy, Pastor May, we're back.
We're back.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Good, good, good. Now, we had an overview of your life for the first part, up until I think the first 27 to 28 years of your life. Yep. And what a cliffhanger it was. I mean, you had us there meeting up with your husband, and because there was this Dear Jane, Dear John letter, and you decided that this was going to be the case. Help us to sort of measure in how the two of you got together. Did you accept his proposal, and how did he propose? Because you left us with being separated and now coming back together.
Well, that phone call that I talked about last week, that phone call came in and we talked, and then a couple of days later he called.
No, I always stop. What did you talk about? Don't leave us. What did you talk about?
He talked about how I was on his mind so strong, and he wanted to get back together with me.
And what did you think when you heard that? I know this person had given you this name. Well, how did you feel when you heard him say that?
I was excited.
Did you believe it?
But I didn't show it.
Oh, did you believe him?
I did.
Wow.
I did. I believed him because I knew the prayer that had gone on before.
Okay.
So I believed him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he, in a day or so went by, and he called me back, and he asked me to marry him. Well, of course, I had to think about it.
Of course, yes.
Although my date was set.
Yes, remember, beautiful people, you remember this, the wedding dress, all the preparations had been done for this wedding that was going to take place at the end of 1974.
That's right. December the 28th, to be exact.
Ooh.
1974.
Wow.
So, of course, I had to take some time to think about it. Just because.
Yes, absolutely.
And so I came back to him in a couple of days, and I said, yes, I'll marry you.
Was he excited? Was he happy?
He was excited.
Did he apologize?
Oh, yeah, he did apologize.
Good.
He did apologize on that first
phone call. Yeah,
he apologized. And so anyway, let's get to the good part. So anyway, I was so excited, So he asked me, okay, so where? I said, in Bermuda. And I hesitated.
And this was the month of November.
This is November. And he asked, okay, what date? And I told him December the 28th, 1974. And he didn't. There was no objection to that.
Okay, okay.
And he asked where.
Mm-hmm.
I said, in Bermuda.
Uh-huh.
And I waited, but there was no objection to that.
Okay, okay.
So I got off the phone. We talked some more,
Uh-huh.
but I was so excited. I couldn't wait to call home to tell my dad.
Yes, yes.
And this is No Nonsense Dickinson. Bishop No Nonsense Dickinson.
Mm.
And I called him and I told him, Dad, guess what? Jim and I got back together.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me to marry him. There was a pause.
Mm.
Silence.
A pregnant pause.
Silence. My dad said, of all the pebbles on the beach, why would you get the same pebble that had left you already?
Wow.
And he said, if you go on with this marriage, I will have nothing to do with it.
Oh, my.
In fact, I will have nothing to do with you. My heart sunk.
Yes.
I was so hurt. I was so disappointed.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, my
And
goodness.
But I thought about my dream.
Yes, yes.
Because as you know, I'm a dreamer.
Yes, indeed.
I thought about the dream I had when I had gone to the American, what was it, the consulate?
Mm-hmm. Yep, the embassy.
The embassy.
Uh-huh.
To immigration office to get my time extended.
Yes, yes.
And he walked in. He walked up to me.
Yes.
And the next scene, I was sitting in his lap.
Yes.
And then I looked and I saw my dad coming.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't look very happy.
Okay.
But Jim got up and he went
Uh-huh.
to him
Uh-huh.
and met him.
Yes.
They talked in the aisle.
Uh-huh.
And the next thing I knew, my dad was smiling.
Right, right. So the dream was a reassurance that even though this was happening in real time,
I knew the dream had another side to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So the next day, well, or I can't remember if it was the next day or the day after that.
Yeah.
2 days after that. My dad called and he said, Jim called me yesterday.
Mm.
And he apologized.
Oh.
And I'm going to help with everything.
Look at that. Amazing.
I'm going to help you.
Amazing. So the spirit that had to sort of linger over you had to sort of move in a way to sort of formulate your dad's mind.
And my dad did everything possible.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Paid for the whole wedding.
Okay, okay.
Took care of it all.
Yeah. And what a wedding, I'm sure.
Between him, my sister, and Aunt Ellen Stowe.
Yes.
They took care of everything.
Wow.
I got the invitations done where I was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it was all, and sent them to Bermuda. They sent them out, and the wedding was on.
Wow, wow. Tell us about how it was when you walked down that aisle, because you described that in the book.
First of all, it was a rainy day.
Okay. Yeah.
And I had dressed at your cousin's house, Muriel Stavel.
Yes, okay, my Aunt Muriel,
good friend.
Right.
And I dressed at her house, and my bridesmaid, we were all at her house dressed. And it was pouring that day.
Okay.
Pouring rain.
Showers of blessings.
And all I could say was, the rain may come and the rain may go, but this wedding will go on. So I came out. My dad was there. We took pictures, and he had the biggest umbrella, and the cars were there, and we got in, and off to the church we went. And I was excited. I was ecstatic.
Who wouldn't be? I mean, wow.
Walking down the aisle, my dream come true.
I mean, the affirmation of it all. You wrote in your book, I'm going to say this, that he had now his chocolate.
My dad used to call me chocolate.
Really?
Yeah.
And Jim was your promise.
That's right.
So it was an awesome, awesome experience.
Yes.
So you stayed you got married in Bermuda, but then you went off to the USA to live.
Yes.
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 What was that like?
Well, we got married on the 28th
Mm-hmm.
of December.
Mm-hmm.
On the 2nd of January,
Mm-hmm.
we left Bermuda
Wow.
to reside in the United States.
Which state was that?
Tennessee.
Ooh, down south.
We were in Tennessee.
Okay.
That's where he was
Mhm.
at that time. He was living in Tennessee.
Okay. Okay. Now, did he go there for ministry, or what was
Well,
his?
there was the church. It was a church group
Mm-hmm.
from the pastor and part of the congregation from Battle Creek, Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
had moved to Tennessee.
Okay. Okay.
And in preparation for the end times, they had this huge property there.
Right. Okay.
And that's where he was,
okay.
because
okay.
he was the right-hand man
Wow. Wow.
for his pastor.
For his pastor. Got it. Got it. What was the name of this place? Was it a valley?
Full Gospel Valley.
Full Gospel
Mhm.
Valley.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Full Gospel Valley, you're excited. You're in ministry with your husband.
Hmm.
How would you describe, as the years went by, this experience?
Well, I was only there.
Mm,
Let me talk about being there.
sure.
For
Go
a
right
minute.
ahead. Yeah,
I went there. I was excited. They were
Mhm.
excited to have me.
of course.
And I enjoyed going to church. I used to sing, I
Mm.
preach. I was enjoying the Sunday school. It was great
Okay.
to start off with.
Yeah.
But there was a time, I had been there for about 2 months,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and things turned on me. I was in the Sunday school class, and the pastor taught that Sunday school class, the adult class,
Mm-hmm.
and I was there. And you know how sometimes ministers will throw out a question
Sure.
just to see if you're paying attention.
Okay. Okay.
And they started off on a really good foot,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? But something went wrong. And being a dreamer,
Mm.
the pastor and his wife were talking to Jim and I,
Mm-hmm.
and they were telling me about a dream that she was telling me about a dream she had,
Okay. Okay.
where there was a snake in her trailer, because they
Ooh.
were in this valley,
Sure. Sure.
and everyone had trailers.
Okay. Okay.
And so there was a snake in her trailer,
Ooh.
and immediately that alerted me.
Mm.
That's the enemy
Okay.
trying
okay.
to get in,
Right. Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
because I'm a dreamer.
Yeah. So.
But I didn't know them that well to say that to them.
Okay. Okay.
Right. So fast forward to a couple of months later,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in the Sunday school class, and the pastor said, "The only way you can hear from God is through me.
Ooh.
Am I right? Isn't that right?" And I said, "No, God speaks to us himself."
Uh-huh.
And
Ooh.
immediately I was branded.
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of,
They saw me as a threat
because of that one thing you said.
because of that. And the whole the tables turned.
Was it tables turned just while you speaking to him, or everyone that heard it?
No, on me, because I was seen then as misleading those that he was trying to convince
Uh-huh.
that the only way you can hear from God was through him.
So the rest of the people agreed with him.
Yes, but
Ooh.
I was innocent.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I really thought that he was throwing out a question to catch who was paying attention, or
Yes.
who
yeah.
knew the word, and who, you know. So I innocently,
Mm.
and from that day on, I was branded.
And what did that branding look like? What happened? What were some of the things that happened?
Everyone that was in that valley or a part of that church, because there are other people in that area
Mm-hmm.
that were also going, you know, a part of that
Mm-hmm.
Sunday school group.
Right.
Everyone that was associated with the church,
Uh-huh.
they were told to stay away from me.
Wow.
So here I am And by that time, I had become pregnant.
Oh no.
I was carrying my
dear.
first child.
Oh wow.
So it was a situation like none other. To be away from home,
Mm.
looked at as an outcast. No one would associate with me.
You had no family, no friends.
I had no family, no friends. Jim would be at work.
Okay.
And when a lot of this would happen,
Uh-huh.
so he didn't know what I was going through.
Wow. Did you not tell him?
No, I did not tell him.
Mm.
God told me
Uh-huh.
to hold my peace.
Okay. And you were obedient. Okay.
And I was trying to be obedient
yeah.
to
yeah.
what he had
But what
instructed me to
suffering you
do.
had gone through?
They had his ear. They were talking to him as well.
Oh.
And they were saying, telling him things concerning me. So it got to be very difficult. It was a difficult road.
Yeah.
Because God would not allow me to speak about it. And he told me, God also told me not to call home.
Wow.
Because I knew if I told no nonsense Dickinson.
Oh, yes. There might have been a plane ticket waiting for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I went through this alone. It was a terrible experience because they were talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I would try to talk to him,
right,
it would be them against,
yeah,
and those were the people he was
working for. They believed in him. Yeah. And you're early on in your marriage.
Early in my marriage.
Wow, what a
couldn't
challenge.
say anything to him.
Yeah.
I just continued to pray, God, help me. I would have dreams during this time.
Okay.
And in one dream, I saw myself standing in a pile of rubble. But I was standing.
Yeah.
So the encouraging thing to me was I was standing.
Yeah, that was the assurance.
I was standing.
Now, how long did you stay in this Full Gospel Valley?
We were there from January until it was in November, early November. September when we decided, let me go back to this. During this time I was there, because no one could associate with me, then this one lady that lived on the other side, her trailer was on the other side of me.
Okay.
And I was sitting at my kitchen window one day in the trailer.
Right.
And I had a vision of her leaving.
Okay.
And I saw the trailer going out, taking her.
Right.
And I was right behind her.
Okay.
So I had the assurance that God was going to lead me out of there, take me out of there.
Right.
She came over to me this day, and I had come to Bermuda during that time to run a revival.
Okay.
And I never let on what was going on.
Okay.
And it was the early part. It was like in a May time frame. And another friend of mine who was also the one that I was with in Minneapolis.
Right.
She was going with me to run this revival in Bermuda.
Okay.
We came to Bermuda. We ran the revival. The Lord moved in a miraculous way. It was a tent revival.
Okay.
The Lord moved in a miraculous way. People were saved and delivered. It was just wonderful.
Sure.
While I was there, I had this vision, and I heard conversations. I heard them. They were talking to Jim about me.
Oh my.
And wanting him to get rid of me.
No.
And I came back to the States, went back to the Valley after this revival. And the lady who lived next door to me, she came over to my trailer and she said, no one was supposed to be seen with me, so she came over when no one was around. And she said, Sister Dinwiddie,
Mm.
don't leave your husband.
Mm-mm.
Don't leave. And I said, I'm not going to leave.
No.
I said, in fact, I had a vision and I saw you leaving.
Ah.
I saw a trailer taking you out of here. And I was right behind you.
Okay.
She said, oh, no, Sister Dinwiddie.
Uh-huh.
I've sold my house in Michigan. I will
Uh-huh.
never leave here.
Right.
I'm here.
Okay.
And she had this beautiful double wide trailer. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you're familiar with trailers.
Yeah, I am.
She had
yeah.
a beautiful double wide.
Uh-huh.
And she had 3 children that were there.
Uh-huh.
She had other children that were still in Michigan, but
Yeah.
she had 3 younger children that were there.
Right.
And she assured me she would now. I said, Sister, I won't call her name, but I
Right.
said, Sister, I saw you leaving here, and I was right behind you.
And she did.
Long story short,
Uh-huh.
that something happened,
Uh-huh.
and they came up against her,
Ah.
and she had to leave.
Wow.
And guess what? Right behind that, we left.
You left. Oh my goodness.
But the way we left, you'd have to get my book to read it because it's a
But you said to me it's something called church hurt.
church hurt. I was so hurt
Mm.
by the treatment that I got
Mm-hmm.
while I was there.
Yeah, unexplainable.
Just from me saying,
And and I'm sure
saying truth.
saying truth.
Yeah.
And how many
Speaking truth.
people that are probably listening can relate to that?
Yeah.
You know, there's this space of the unknown,
Yes.
the belief that all is there.
And the thing about it, listen to this part.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, it's unreal. You wouldn't really believe it. But during the time that we were there, this lady in a wheelchair came there,
Uh-huh.
and she was in a wheelchair. She had her assistant with her,
Mm-hmm.
and she was a preacher
Okay.
and a prophetess.
Wow.
And they invited her to speak at a tent meeting,
Uh-huh.
run some services at a tent meeting out in this valley.
Uh-huh.
And she did. Well, I never went up and spoke to her because I was an outcast.
It is indeed.
But I went to the services,
uh-huh.
you know, and God showed her what was going on.
Mm.
Anyway, she had called Jim to her tent, to the trailer that she was staying in.
Right. Yeah.
And she talked with him.
Good.
He went just before he went to work.
Uh-huh.
So he called me from work. He said, I need to talk to you over breakfast.
Mm.
Can you have breakfast ready in the morning when I come in? Because he was working the night shift.
Right. Okay.
Well, I didn't know what he was I didn't know if this was the time he was going to send me away or what.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well,
Prepare yourself.
if this is it, I'll be prepared. I went, I got up, I thought about it. I got up that morning, put on the most beautiful negligee that I had.
Ooh, yes.
I said, if he sends me away,
Uh-huh.
I know what he likes.
Of course. Yeah.
And I was ready. I said, this is going to be
It's going to be difficult for him.
difficult for him.
Yeah.
So I was ready. My heart was pounding
Uh-huh.
because I thought this was it.
Yeah.
Got the breakfast ready, and I was looking out the window waiting for him to come.
Uh-huh.
When I saw him come, breakfast was ready, table was set,
And you were ready.
and I was sitting there, ready
Mm.
with what he liked.
Uh-huh.
And he walked in. He went in because he's just coming from work. He worked in the hospital.
Okay.
Went in and he cleaned up, and he came on out to the table. And there I was, waiting. He sat down. He he started, I'm so sorry
Mm.
for what you've been through.
Wow. Wow.
He said, last night, the prophetess called me to her trailer,
Mm.
and she told me that what these people had been doing,
Wow.
and that I had a beautiful spirit.
Okay.
She'd never met me now,
Sure, sure.
but
yeah.
this is what God revealed
Revealed
to
to
her.
her. Yes, yes.
And these people had treated me unfairly.
Okay.
Well,
That was okay.
I breathed a sigh of relief. I was ready now. And he apologized. He says, from now on,
Uh-huh.
I'm on your side.
Isn't that something?
He says, but I don't want you to go through any more.
No, no.
And he says, when I get off from work this weekend,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to take you down to Tennessee,
Okay.
to Mississippi,
Okay.
to our friends, Pam and T.C. Cummings,
Okay. Okay.
who lived. They were our friends from Bible college.
Uh-huh.
That's the ones that I talked about. She came to my room, right?
Right,
It was
right.
her.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
had now married T.C., which was another one of Jim's friends.
Okay.
And they were living in Mississippi.
And he was going to take you to safety.
And he was going to take me there because I know they'll care for you
Look at
and
that.
take care of you.
Yeah.
And when I get off
Uh-huh.
from work,
Right.
I'm going to take you to Michigan to my family
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
when I have my next few days off.
So even though there was this wonderful sense of belonging and coming together,
Mhm.
this experience was needed to
Yes.
solidify
Yes.
the oneness that God was creating for the both of you.
Yes, that's right.
Um,
And I was pregnant.
yeah. So you were vulnerable
pregnant.
on top of that.
Yes.
You know?
You know?
So you moved to Michigan.
So
and-
he took me to Michigan
okay.
with my baby.
Uh-huh.
And these people followed us to Michigan.
What?
Apologized, sort of found out where we were staying,
Uh-huh.
apologized, and seemed sincere
Oh, good grief.
and wanted us to come back. And they would treat us
Differently. Okay.
So we talked about it.
Uh-huh.
And Jim said, well, if they apologized, then, and we accepted their apology,
Mm-hmm.
then we'll go back.
Okay.
We went back.
Wow.
For a couple of weeks,
No.
they treated us better.
Gracious.
And then the drama started again.
No.
It started again.
What commitment do you have to this?
Listen, make a long story
Please,
short.
please.
Jim's aunt,
Uh-huh.
who was then pastor at the church in Michigan,
Right, right.
God spoke to her
Okay.
early one morning,
Uh-huh.
and she got a driver,
Uh-huh.
drove overnight 12 hours,
Uh-huh.
and came down to
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
And got you.
Came in, and she came to our trailer. We weren't expecting her
Uh-huh.
because at that time there were no phones out there.
Sure, sure. Exactly, exactly.
And she came down, and she was getting some rest.
Mm.
Well, this pastor came up to my trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Pettis, that was her name.
Mm-hmm.
I know by now your mind has been blown.
Mm.
Don't believe anything this girl tells you. Well, she rose up,
Mm.
and she, in no uncertain terms,
Wow.
she said, she has not told me anything, but God told me.
Uh-huh.
And she addressed him royally,
Okay.
and he left
Uh-huh.
humiliated.
Of course.
The next week,
Uh-huh.
his other aunt came down,
Uh-huh.
and her husband, with her husband,
Right, right.
and they came to help take us out, get us out of there. Jim had gotten in touch with them.
Right,
We're
right.
leaving,
Uh-huh.
and they came down to get us out of there.
So when you look at the...
And I was, like I said, I was pregnant with my first child.
Right, right, yeah.
Well, then they started. One sister
Uh-huh.
called us over,
Uh-huh.
and we didn't know why she called us over to her trailer,
Uh-huh.
but we went.
Uh-huh.
And she told me that my baby
Mm-hmm.
would die, that I would go to Battle Creek
Uh-huh.
and no doctor would take me at 6.5 months pregnant. Or I was pretty much 7 months
Yeah,
by
yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah.
No doctor will take me at 7 months pregnant.
My goodness.
And you will lay up in the hospital and your baby will die.
And these are old church folks.
These were church folks. So when you talk about church hurt, I can spell it backwards, upside down.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I experienced it
Yes.
for
yeah.
9 months, from the time I got there.
Uh-huh.
Started in March
Mm.
until I left there.
When I look at this, Pastor May, I think God was preparing you for this in that place, because that type of reflection of response is not normal.
Mm-mm.
But He saw today,
Yes.
and He said, "I'm going to give it to you now because you're young, you're vibrant, you're excited, so that in any point in time that it comes at you any other time, you've already experienced it.
Experience it. I know it.
You know.
I've seen it.
So we're gonna.
I've been through it.
And for those of you who are listening, church hurt. I'd never heard the word before, but I can relate to it. So you've had your baby. You had a couple of other children after that.
I guess.
Okay.
I had Tawana in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
She was very sick at birth.
Ah.
They had to take her from me the day after she was born. Took her to another town.
Oh, wow.
Because they had a neonatal hospital in that town.
Right.
And I was so, because I had such a rough time.
Yeah. Okay.
Bringing her forth.
Yeah.
That I wasn't able to even travel.
Okay.
But Jim and one of his other aunts, they would go every day to the hospital.
Okay.
And he would put his finger through the little, she was in an incubator and pray for her.
Got it.
Every day.
Yeah.
They went.
Okay.
For 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then what a reunion when they
brought
her home to me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So how long were you fully in ministry in the United States? How many years were you there?
12 years.
12 years.
12 years in the United States.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So what prompted you to come back to Bermuda? To come to Bermuda, sorry.
I came to Bermuda because my husband was doing a revival service, what they used to call, I'm trying to remember the name of it, a rally, youth rally.
Okay.
At Boyd Coldness, my dad's church.
Okay.
And they had invited him to come as a speaker.
Okay.
So I came down with him with my 3 little children. Duana was almost 8. She was 8 by then.
Okay.
And Ray, who's right under her, he was 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was 7. And then Devray was 3.
Wow. Okay. So the whole family, how wonderful this was.
Yeah. And 2 of our friends.
Okay.
Dorothy and Charles Jones.
Got it.
They came down with us.
Okay. So you're the rally, and your plan is to have the rally and go back.
Have the rally and go back. Mm-hmm. But my aunt Ellen,
who was like a mother,
who was like my second mother.
Absolutely.
She wasn't well.
Okay.
So I decided to stay for a while, for a couple of months, and help her.
Yes.
Nurse her back to health.
And by the way, Aunt Ellen is my aunt as well.
That's right. That's right.
So we're connected. That's my Uncle Clifford's wife.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
My grandmother's brother's wife.
That's right. And she was my mom's best friend.
Wonderful lady.
And she was always there for my sister and I.
Sure.
After my mother passed.
Yeah. So you stayed and cared for her.
So I stayed and cared for her. And while I was here, I felt the tug to come back to Bermuda so that my children could be raised around my family.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
But we were going to so I thought about it, and I said, I knew Jim would never leave the U.S. So I said, well, it kept coming to me. Just
Mhm.
ask him.
Okay.
Just ask him. So I called and I said, I was thinking it'd be nice to come to Bermuda for 2 years. What do you think about that? And raise the children around my family for a while,
Yeah.
for 2 years.
Yeah.
And he said, that's a good idea.
Mm. Uh-huh.
I said, would you come?
Uh-huh.
He said, yeah.
Oh.
I would
Yeah. Okay. So
do that.
he was game for it. Good.
And he worked in the medical field,
Okay. Uh-huh.
and he tried to get a job here, and he got the
Position. Uh-huh.
well, the notification.
Okay.
They brought him in for an interview,
Ah.
and they called and said he was successful.
Wow.
So we began to make preparations. We had packed everything up, and we had just gone to the post to send it off.
Yeah.
And we were sending all of our heavy stuff, big stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And on our way back from sending off our things to Bermuda, we got a call that a Bermudian who lived overseas had applied for that same job.
Oh no!
And by rights, they had this Bermuda for the Bermudians. Remember? At
Yeah,
that time?
yes. My goodness, I remember.
And
yes.
They had to give the job, but our stuff was already on its way.
Yeah, you were on your way. Yes.
So we came.
Okay. By faith.
And here we are.
Yeah.
We came for that 2 years.
Now.
So after that 2 years was up, I was ready to go back. Because I like the space. I like to shop. I like to.
You were now part of the American experience.
Yeah.
Indeed.
After 12 years there.
Yeah. Sacrifices.
I wasn't wanting to stay here forever.
No.
But he said, let's stay and raise the children here.
Look at that.
Because the school systems are better.
Yeah, okay.
So we decided to stay until our youngest was out of high school.
Okay, so you still had a plan. There was going to be
a plan.
Right, to return.
But the year that he was out of high school is the year, a few months before he was out of high school, is when God called us to start New Creation Worship Center.
Wow. So before that, you had been helping your father.
Yes.
In his church.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you were very much involved in the church.
Involved. When I came here, I was elected as youth president, district youth president of all of the United Holy Churches on the island.
Okay.
And I served in that capacity for many years.
Many
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were also a creator of plays.
I wrote plays. We did plays. We had.
You were having a fabulous time.
It.
Yeah.
Yes. We always did, very different things. I created a platform for the youth to keep them in church.
Yeah.
And I knew if we could keep them in church.
Sure.
Long enough for something to penetrate them.
There you go.
We would have, and when looking back now, many of them are in either pastors, they're elders, they're in service in the service of God.
Yeah, they got the commitment.
Up until now.
Wow, what a testimony. Yes. What a testimony.
So it wasn't in vain.
In your book, you talk about being so involved in your dad's church and then this desire to create your own ministry.
No, well, there wasn't a desire to create our own ministry. It was a commission.
A commission.
It was a commission from God. We received a prophetic word.
Okay.
We had no intentions of creating our own ministry. At that time, when the word of God came to us, my husband was pastoring. He took over pastoring my dad's church after he was elected as pastor
Ah,
of my dad's church when my dad retired.
okay, okay.
So but we had no intentions
course.
we had challenges, but we had no intentions of leaving
Of
where we
leaving.
were.
Yeah, yeah.
But the word of God came to us
Mm,
that God was going to incite a riot in our lives.
mm,
The desire of our hearts
mm.
will return
Okay, okay.
because we had been like eagles
Right, right.
tied to the ground
Got it, got
because
it.
we had keen sight but no flight.
Ah, look at that.
We didn't understand what it all meant.
Right, right.
But at the same time, we were told by the prophets that
Uh-huh.
gave us these
Yeah,
prophecies.
yeah.
It was after my husband had preached at another service, and these people were in the congregation.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
It was a IFCC service,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay.
and these people had come from overseas.
Ah,
They didn't know us. I
Once
never seen them
again.
before,
right, right.
but the word of God came to us through them.
Okay.
And we began to seek the Lord. They sent us to fast and pray for a week.
Uh-huh.
And at the end of the time,
Uh-huh.
God was going to let us know what he wanted us to do.
Mm.
So I fasted and prayed, and my husband fasted and prayed.
Mm.
We never talked about it.
Mm.
We never talked about what we were hearing, what we were seeing.
Okay.
All I saw was, you know how you see a kaleidoscope?
Yes, yes, yeah. You look through it and you see.
You look through it, and
Uh-huh.
I was looking through this kaleidoscope, and I saw people, all these different people.
Mm.
And it was only 2 people that I saw in this kaleidoscope
Uh-huh.
that I knew. And everybody else was just foreign to me.
Wow.
I didn't make out anybody.
Right, right.
And I'm saying, well, what is that?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
You know? And at the end of that 7 days, when we were out to breakfast, and I said, Jim, what is God saying? Because when I saw this kaleidoscope, you know,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and the Lord says, the rest I've given to your husband.
Wow.
Follow him.
Yes, okay, okay.
And I said, Jim, what is it God saying?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to follow? You know. And he said, we have to leave.
Ooh.
My whole world
Once again.
exploded
Mm.
because my dad, this is all I know.
Right, yeah.
UHC was everything.
Yeah, yeah.
My family. This was it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to say,
Mm.
what to do. And we just prayed
Mm.
and prayed. And the Lord, I called evangelist, a pastor and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
She was an evangelist. He was
Right,
a pastor.
right, right.
I called them up and I said, this is what God is saying,
Mm.
but I'm scared. I
Of
don't
course,
know.
yes. Honestly speaking, yes.
You know, I can't do this.
Yeah,
I can't do this to my dad.
yeah.
You know. And they said, she said, hold on, let me let you talk to my husband.
Mm.
And at that time, he was a Baptist minister.
Okay, okay.
And he said, God gave me the same commission
Mm.
years ago,
Okay.
and I didn't do it.
Wow.
But I've lived to regret it.
Okay, okay.
He said, don't miss the timing of God.
Look at that.
And the Lord showed me timing like this.
Mm.
He said, you know, you have a medicine bottle.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When I speak,
Mm.
I have already lined up the grooves
Okay.
to open
Got it. Got it.
for you to access
Uh-huh.
what's inside.
Look at that. Look at that.
You cannot miss the time.
Once again, obedience.
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 It was so difficult.
Yeah.
We never talked to anybody
Uh-huh.
about it.
Sure, sure.
We were afraid to,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but we said, we've got to tell my dad first.
Of course, of course.
So I called my dad over to
Mhm.
my house. We lived right next, at that time, we lived right next door to him.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We called my dad over and we told him.
Mm.
And he said to us, I understand
Oh.
the call of God. He called me to start Warwick Holiness Church
Uh-huh.
when I was a member of another church.
Got it, got it. Yeah.
I know what I went through
Uh-huh.
when God commissioned me
Uh-huh.
to start Warwick Holiness Church.
Yes.
He says, but I wouldn't stand in your way
Wow.
because
wow.
I understand the call of
The
God.
call of God.
And I know the vision you have,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot bring it forth where you are.
Okay, okay.
When I got my daddy's consent, I was,
You were that eagle and you were getting ready to soar, soar.
I felt the release.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and what a relief and a release it was. Once again, the fear that you had initially,
Yes.
in so many ways when it comes to your dad, God took over
Yes.
and gave what you needed to hear.
But can I speak to hurt?
Okay.
Because, and I talk about this in my book as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have been through so many hurtful situations in my life,
Right.
but I had learned the mechanism of just shaking it off
Mm.
and rising up.
Yes, and your book talks about a lot of the hurts and the pains of
And,
situations.
and I took the mentality, I had the mentality
Mm-hmm.
of I'm not going to let anything
Mm.
hurt me
Okay, okay.
again
Right, right.
because I had been through so much hurt. And this is after this experience that I'm going to talk about right now. And I
Mhm.
talk about it in my book,
Yeah.
but I feel the need to share it.
Sure.
Now.
Sure.
It's out of sync, but
Mhm.
let me share
No,
this.
go right ahead. Go right ahead.
I had been the co-pastor because I co-founded New Creation with my husband,
Yes.
and I co-pastored with him.
Yes.
I had been in this position
Mm-hmm.
for years.
Right. Okay.
Things happen, things hurt you.
Sure. Sure.
You say, and I would always say, I'm bigger than this.
Mm.
And I would rise up and carry on.
Of course. Of course.
There was one Sunday afternoon,
Mm.
I was in my bedroom. That was my safe place.
Okay.
You know, Jim, sometimes he would be in his man cave,
Study office. Yeah.
study office,
Yeah,
man
yeah,
cave,
yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Yes,
That was
yes.
his room. Lau knows it well.
Yeah.
But I was in my bedroom. That was my safe place.
Mm.
I loved it there.
Wow. Wow.
I didn't have to have anyone around
Mm.
because you didn't know who was going to hurt you next.
Yeah. Right. 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 Safe
So
place.
this was my safe place.
Mm-hmm.
And I shielded myself there.
Mm.
This day, I'm sitting on my bed, just enjoying my own company.
Mm.
And the Lord said, I need to deal with your hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I need to deal with your disappointments.
Okay.
I need to deal with those things.
Mm.
And God took me to my childhood,
Wow.
things that have hurt me in my childhood.
Mm.
He walked me through my life,
Amazing.
step by step,
Mm.
occasion, experience
Mm.
by experience.
Ooh. And that comes feelings
And he
too.
allowed me
Mm.
to relive the feeling
Mm.
that I had when it happened.
That's tough.
And as I relived it,
Mm.
I cried because I had become a person that didn't feel, because I had so
Mm.
shielded myself
Yeah, yeah.
from hurt
You
and
protected.
pain
Yeah, yeah.
until I couldn't feel the pain.
Yeah.
I would say, I'm bigger than that.
Right, right. Yeah.
And I would rush, shake it off,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and keep going.
Wow, wow.
But that day, he walked me through my life, my entire life, right up through to that day. I shed tears. It was hours.
Wow.
I shed tears.
Wow.
I cried.
Yeah.
I felt the pain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's difficult.
I felt it.
Yeah.
I lived it.
Yeah.
All over again. But the end of that session with God,
Your
I was
own
free.
personal session with God.
Yes.
Your own personal
For
session.
real.
Imagine that.
At the end of it, I was free.
Yeah.
I could love again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could feel again.
Yes, yes.
Because I wouldn't let people get but so close.
Of course. The protection. Yes.
I was in protection
Yeah,
mode.
you were in protection mode.
Yep.
And you've said that in your book. You said, to be honest, you became emotionally distant.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Because you didn't process the grief, and it was showing up in relationships.
Yes.
You say that in your book.
That's
you
right.
You say that
That's
in
right.
your book. In your book, you talk about a health scare.
That's right.
You talk about relationships with your stepmom.
Yes.
You know?
That's right.
All these elements that compounded so many different things.
Yes.
But through it all, you and your husband began a wonderful service, not only of the ministry itself, New Creation Ministry, but you have a nursery,
Yes.
which takes care of the
Area
little
Foundation.
ones, and you have the
Seniors.
the seniors.
Take care of seniors.
I mean, wow.
Yes.
You cover it all and everything. And in your book, you talk about grief and rejection and abandonment, but God used these tools
Yes.
for your character building.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, it's so powerful.
And even with losing my husband,
yes,
the last period of grief, you know, and as I sat in my kitchen 2 days after we had the homegoing service for him, I felt God speak to me. He said, go back to the last chapter of your book. And he took me there. And I jumped up and I went and I grabbed my book.
Okay.
And can I read this?
Go right ahead.
Because I think we're pretty much out of time, aren't we?
Yes, we are. But you know, this is part 2.
This is part 2.
Yes.
And I'm just going to read this.
Okay, go ahead.
And he said, go back to the last chapter. And I went. And it said, before the foundation of the world, God knew my destiny. He walked through my life, knowing the decisions I would make, some good and some bad, knowing the times I would succeed and the times I would fail. He chose me for a specific purpose and left deposits in every difficult place where he knew I would need the strength to go on. Every experience has added a significant contribution to the person I am today. I have realized that without the pain, without the struggle, without the rejection, without the failures, and without the successes, I would not have had the strength and endurance to keep pressing forward. Now I am here. And this is what the Lord had me read.
Wow.
Now I am here at a new place in my life, not knowing what tomorrow holds. I look from the eyes of my soul and I see the horizon, the end of the world, it seems, the place where the water meets the sky. But no, it's just my perception. As I journey toward what looks like the end, I see further.
Mm.
As I go, the way opens before me, and I see new horizons. I see promises that are not yet been fulfilled. There are visions and dreams that have not yet come to pass. So I continue, knowing there is more. Always remember, as you journey through life, there is more on the other side of your false perception that limits your expectations.
Mm.
Keep moving. God is mapping a divine destiny.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Pastor Maybell. Because when you think of that destiny, that sense of God's presence, because in the passing of your husband,
Yes.
the torch was passed on to you.
Yes.
And now you lead in that sense of direction, of that destiny and what God prepared you for. Grief and responsibility,
Yes.
you know, two very, very large components of someone's existence.
Yes.
And this book was written
Before. Yeah.
knowing that this would come about. And for listeners who feel rejected, overlooked, or broken, what would you want them to know today?
That God, before they were born, God knew their end right before their beginning.
Yes, indeed.
And that no matter what you are going through today, God has a designed end for you.
Yes.
So, what I want you to know, and I want you to believe, that there is more on the other side of your false perception.
And that's it right there.
That limits your expectations.
Wow, wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Pastor Maybell Dinwiddie. And what a story, what a journey, what a sense of realization. And what I like about it is the frankness and the practicality that you've given us. There's been no sugarcoating of this. You know, you are still very much a part of that divine destiny. And the God you serve still loves you, still protects you, but he provides these, I guess, these stumbling blocks, these elements of challenges to build in us the characters that he wants.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And you know, you asked a question. You asked me a question, not in this setting, but you asked this question. What made me write
this book?
What made me disclose the things that
I
did?
Yeah.
And you know, we look at people where they are today, not knowing the things that they've been through.
Exactly.
So people looking on don't understand how they can ever get beyond where they are. But to tell your story is to give them hope and to give them the knowledge that I may be here today.
Right.
But as long as I keep going,
yeah,
I can make it to another side.
Yeah, that's right.
To the end of where God has destined.
Yes, for you to be.
For them to be.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Now, your book, I want people to be able to know this. Your book is for sale.
Yes, it is.
And which store? How can they get a hold of this book?
Brown & Co.
Okay.
And then I do have books that should be on the island next week.
Okay. So they can contact you at New Creation Ministry or at the Airy Foundation.
They can contact me at info at ncwcministries.com.
Okay.
Or they can contact me personally. I just set up a new email.
Okay. All right. Well.
At pastormay dot ncwc at gmail.com.
Got it. Okay, so you all heard it. We're going to ask her to repeat it before we end the show. But you know, Sister May, Pastor May, I have had many guests on the show speaking of their journeys. And this is why It's Been Said is actually here
Yes.
for people to tell their stories.
Mhm.
Many show the scars created along the journey,
Yes.
from pain or rejection, abuse, and more. And then there are others like you, where the scars are deep and not so visible, all the while present.
Yes.
Pastor Maybell, God knew your destiny, and what He has given you, I believe He has for everyone listening to this show. And you have given us that hope to continue our divine destiny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And beautiful people, yes, we are going to open up the telephone lines. If you're able to call at 297-1027, or if you're calling from overseas, the number is 1-888-257-9086. That's 297-1027 or 1-888-257-9086. And while we're waiting for the calls, if they come, Pastor May, can you give us that email address again, please?
Okay. It's Pastor May.
Mm-hmm.
It's MAY. Dot ncwc at gmail.com.
Thank you. Magic 102.7, you're on the air. Yes.
I'm fine, thank you.
I've been into book, you know, everything, you've all been through stuff.
Mm-hmm.
God bless you as you continue, right?
Thank you.
Bless you, sister. Bye.
Thank you very much, Cola. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So we have someone who's read your book and impressed by it. We have time maybe for one more call, but please go get the book. And I'm thinking if Pastor May and all her stories, she's probably got a book too coming up soon. Is there a workbook with the book as well? Or a journal that comes with it?
I do have a journal,
Okay.
but I intend to do a workbook
Okay. So,
with this. Because I published just before COVID.
oh,
So I never
Yes.
had any opportunity to do any publicity around it.
okay.
But I wanted to do workshops around it
Mm-hmm.
on some of the principles. And some
Yes,
of the,
absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So, beautiful people, when we get the information on that, we will let you know. Okay. So I don't see the phones ringing. So I'm going to say thank you, beautiful people, for listening once again to It's Been Said. You know, everyone is born into their once upon a lifetime story, and we live to experience our happily ever after. What about you? Pastor Maybell has. If you have a story that you believe is uplifting, please send me an email at coolcat00@hotmail.com and we will get in contact with you. Thank you to our caller for calling in, and to you beautiful people to listening in. You can now follow us on Facebook, It's Been Said with Cat Wade, and on Instagram, It's Been Said with Cat Wade. You know, next week is going to be just as special. We meet it together every week to hear everyday stories of ordinary people who have overcome challenges, finding ways to cope and to live extraordinary lives. Because as we say, a negative mind will never give you a positive life. So until next time, stay positive.